Two teams trying to claw their way into the Big Ten tournament. Northwestern makes its first regular season trip to Washington since 1959. It's the Wildcats and the Huskies on a Saturday night from Seattle. Glad you're with us. Aaron Goldsmith alongside Jordan Taylor. And Jordan, unfortunately, we have to open up the broadcast with some really tough news. Northwestern, who just recently lost Brooks Barnheiser for the season with a foot injury. We found out just a little bit over an hour ago they will be without Jalen Leach for the rest of the season. Their senior because of a torn ACL.
Yeah, heart goes out to both of those guys, Jalen Leach and Brooks Barnheiser. You hate to see their careers end in that fashion. But if you're a Northwestern team, a lot of excitement. That means more Nick Martinelli and the young guys, Keenan Fitzmaurice and Justin Mullins, both really performed well for them against USC.
Both these programs are in a position where they're just trying to find a way on any given night, and it is Jordan Clayton who will get the start tonight in place of Leach in the Wildcats lineup. And consider this, he has not seen the floor this year. They are burning his red shirt tonight. Northwestern needs a ball handler. They need some help on defense as well. So Clayton, who appeared in 28 games last year as a reserve off the bench, makes his first ever collegiate start tonight.
Yeah, there was a documentary when I was coming up, Through the Fire, with Sebastian Telfair, and that's where they're just going to put Jordan Clayton right through the fire. About 8,000 came to watch you, young man, so go out there and have some fun.
Wildcats coming off a win at home against USC. Meanwhile, the Huskies losing Wednesday night right here on their home floor after leading at halftime against Nebraska. Don't be confused tonight. It is Northwestern in their home whites playing on the road, as the Huskies wearing their special black uniforms honoring Black History Month tonight.
Jordan Clayton starting with the ball. He's downhill ball handler, working on his jump shot, but let's see what he has tonight leading this Northwestern offense.
Justin Mullins, 20 in white with the ball in his hand, also getting to start his first tonight. So a different lineup for Northwestern as Ty Berry heaves the three and knocks it down. He's now just one triple shy of tying the 5th most threes made in program history.
Still got a long way to go to catch first Craig Moore, but a long list of great Wildcats, including John Sherna, Boo Bowie, and others. But look for a heavy dose of that from the Wildcats. Ty Berry coming off screens, as well as the obvious with Nick Martinelli in the isolation.
Sabor all the way to the rim, uncontested for two.
Talk about isolation. That's a matchup that he loves with Nicholson. Get him out in space, the shot fake. Great Asabor has been playing at a very high level these last 6 games.
Northwestern did know about the injury to Leach, it sounded like, for the last couple of days, so they were able to prepare Jordan Clayton for the start. But nevertheless, ball in his hands, he takes the shot, and it rattles out as Breidenbach gets the rebound.
One thing about this Wildcat team, without Brooks Barnheiser, without Jalen Leach, again, look for a lot of those off-ball screens, more movement in the offense than we've used to been seeing all year.
Makai Mason has been hot from deep off the back of the iron. Breidenbach on the floor, and Martinelli comes up with it, one of the conference's top scorers, averaging nearly 20 a game.
One thing that Chris Collins' team is going to do is get on that floor, get their hands dirty. They're going to play a little slower tonight, less firepower. Want to keep this game in the 60s.
Martinelli, who won the game with under 3 seconds to play back at home. And the triple is back this time. It's Justin Mullins off to a good start. He's coming off a monster game, 14-7 against the Trojans.
Almost doubled his three-point makes, 4 for 5 last game. He's 9 of 30 on the season, but he is capable of great pass there from Martinelli, a place he's also getting better.
Diallo all the way to the rim.
He doesn't have to get better at that. Zoom Diallo can get to that basket. McDonald's All-American, he fears nothing. 6'4", guard, wing, whatever you need him to be. He's a tough cover all night long.
Former Washington Gatorade Player of the Year. Well, you have to figure Martinelli will be asked to do even more tonight, if that's even possible. Here's Berry from just beyond the free throw line, and he misses.
Northwestern, this offense has rhythm to it. It's running smoothly despite missing about 40 points in Big Ten play.
Asabor, they swing it around. Mason, cross-court pass to Harris. He's been hot from deep, and it continues. Tyler Harris coming off his second double-double, off to a good start.
Harris is 60% from 3 in his last 4, 70% over his last 2. But Danny Sprinkle talked about good to great. That ball movement is crucial for the Huskies.
Harris now 8 for his last 11 from distance, and he gets the steal here, pushing the pace. And the Huskies slow it down into the hands of Diallo. Asabor trying to run through some contacts, and a foul underneath Nicholson. Well, we saw not long ago the emotions from Chris Collins when they had to deal with their first injury in Brooks Barnhizer, and talking to him earlier today in the locker room. It's truly a next man up type of mindset for Northwestern, but just some colossal losses out of their lineup.
Tough to deal with, but Chris Collins, his coaching pedigree, one thing he definitely can do is adjust. And you can feel the competitiveness in him and his energy when you talk to him. He just doesn't quite sit still. He's always ready to go.
Asabor has not really had a great stroke from behind the arc in recent games. Misses that one.
It's not necessarily his game. Another opportunity for him to maybe, Nicholson was flying at him, put it on the deck. No rim protection after Nicholson. He could take advantage of that.
Clayton misses, and Harris the board.
Jordan Clayton, he's not shy. That's what you love to see. First start, he's aggressive, and you love that if you're a coach.
Harris hunts his second. Clayton out of Medford, Massachusetts, playing for the first time this year. We're planning on redshirting him. On the wing, Justin Mullins, baseline drive, cut off. Trying to find a way to get Martinelli involved. Well short. Asabor pushing.
Uncharacteristic for Martinelli. I don't think I've ever seen him miss a floater like that before.
Diallo swatted away from Matthew Nicholson. 7-6 Huskies in the early minutes here from Montlake, a shorthanded Northwestern team. Two teams trying to find a way to get to the Big Ten tournament. Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Autos Owners Insurance, simple human sense, and by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And if you've seen it once, you've seen it twice. Nick Martinelli, a couple of game winners, one truly at the buzzer against Maryland, and then just the other day at home against USC with under 3 seconds to play, and a quality hug there for his teammate Brooks Barnhizer after the year with a foot injury. And the question for Northwestern is, can they do something like that on the road? They are looking for their first road win this season. They're 0-6.
Big Ten is a gauntlet every night. Obviously, Washington has had their struggles, but still no easy place to play. They've taken multiple top teams down to the wire, Illinois most notably.
Shot clock winding down, and it's blocked as Luke Hunger just checked in. He's been out the last couple of games, has not played. A quality contribution from him right away.
Luke Hunger's a guy who can play. He struggled from the field, struggled from the three-point line, particularly only 12%, but he's a guy who can do just that. Out there contesting at the three. The emergence of Keenan Fitzmaurice has made it harder for him to get on the floor, but now another opportunity here for the big man as Northwestern goes to a bigger lineup.
Trap on the sideline as Ty Berry just throws it off a Husky foot.
Danny Sprinkle loves to mix up his defense. He loves that 1-3-1. He'll show in ball screens at times, switch a little bit. You'll see some doubles, obviously, on Nick Martinelli. Really try and confuse this Wildcat offense.
Keenan Fitzmaurice rather on the floor, the 7-foot senior out of Kansas City. 3 on the shot clock now. Loose ball. Iheanacho pass ahead. Asabor full head of steam, and he misses. No foul, and it's Wildcats ball.
Couple of early Northwestern turnovers, both from Martinelli. That one might have been a foul. One thing Northwestern does is not turn the ball over. But KJ Wyndham, the smaller guard, their transition defense is outstanding when they do turn it over.
Beautiful pass. Hunger can't put it through. One thing Danny Sprinkle told us earlier today is that his team has to be ready to play through the physicality of Northwestern.
Northwestern, that's what they're going to do. They're going to muck it up. You're missing 2 guys that can score the ball. You got to slow it down. You got to be physical. You got to guard. Physicality has not bothered Ty Harris over the past couple weeks. He is really rolling. Struggled from the three in Big Ten play, only 30% at one point, but now starting to find his rhythm, the transfer from Portland.
It's a 7-0 Husky run. Meanwhile, Northwestern, a scoring drought approaching 4.5 minutes. And this ball is stolen right from Martinelli. Harris onto the ground, and looked like he touched it last.
Running guys at Martinelli left and right in the man in the zone. This 1-3-1 that Washington is playing reminds me of the 1-3-1 that Northwestern used to play back in the day with Bill Carmody. That used to be a nightmare to go against. A little bit of karma for the Wildcats.
Thrown away. And eyes down low for Fitzmaurice. Danny Sprinkle in his first year here on Montlake. He was actually born in Washington State. His father played football here at UW in the 60s. Comes to Seattle after 1 year at Utah State. He's been to the tournament each of the last 3 years. Montana State before that. Iheanacho for three.
Danny Sprinkle, an outstanding coach. When we get to talk to him, just bluntly honest, the type of guy you love to play for. Doesn't sugarcoat it at all.
Martinelli 0 for his first two, trying to find a way to get him going. It seems like even more important, if you can say that, for Northwestern with their recent injuries. Harris wants his second three, and he bags it. What a first half early on for Tyler Harris. 8 points already.
Harris leads them in three-point shooting at 47%. Really stringing it up, and again, it's that Husky ball movement that is good to great that Danny Sprinkle preaches.
And Harris with 8 of the first 12 for the Dogs.
See right there, it comes out of the post. They double Osibor. Should have been a steal, but heady play by DJ Davis to find his sniper. Tyler Harris knows what to do with it.
Here comes Martinelli, a little runner. Loose ball. Back in Martinelli's hands. He misses again and able to stick it through for his first bucket.
Try and try again. Great high screen. Northwestern and Chris Collins done a great job this year at moving Nick Martinelli around to avoid bodies. Right there, he's struggling to get the ball to go, but offensive rebound coming off 10 of those against USC.
In Northwestern's recent win against USC, they had 23 offensive rebounds.
Imagine having half of your team's offensive rebounds with 10.
Remarkable.
Nick Martinelli is an XL bully, man. He is a dog.
Back door. They find Martinelli. He gives it up. Nicholson fouled on his way. Under 12 to play here in the first half. 12-8 Washington from Seattle.
$12-8 here at Alaska Airlines Arena. Washington on top. But Nick Martinelli, you can't keep him down. Purdue shellacked Northwestern a long time ago. They were doubling him a lot, and ever since then, Chris Collins done a great job at moving him around. See right there, they put him in a high ball screen, keep him in the middle of the floor. Doesn't finish, but you can't keep him down. And then he's back cutting, he's bringing the ball in transition. Really, really a tough matchup. He's developed his game tremendously this year and has grown into a 20-per-night scorer in the Big Ten, doing it in a variety of ways.
Meanwhile, Matthew Nicholson at the line for two after the foul on Tyler Harris. Nicholson, the 7-foot, fifth-year senior. And he gets both.
Nicholson's like old school Shaq, man. He's shooting about 51% from three, but he makes them when you need him to. He made big free throws against USC the other night. Michigan. Big time player when necessary.
Diallo sets it back up for the Huskies. Has it poked free and controlled by Nicholson. It was Angelo Charavino who poked it loose. Olins, who tonight made his first start of the season. Back in his hands, left open, but gives it back up. 5 of the shot clock. Martinelli fades away. They're trying to use a lot of clock once again, Northwestern.
Used a lot of clock. Discombobulation in that set right there.
Asabor up top. Diallo with the runner, fouled, and you can count it.
Tough move by Zoom Diallo. Ball touched great Asabor at the beginning of the possession, almost mandatory. And that caused this, a mismatch right here. And what Zoom Diallo does so good is gets down on your body, 6'4", gets inside, and Nick Martinelli, and then just crafty, almost James Harden-like, goes up with the shot. A little bit of an awkward timing with the game. Zoom Diallo is very, very talented.
This is the chance for the three-point play. 4-point lead for the Huskies. Northwestern has missed 8 of its last 9 shots as Jordan Clayton's back on the floor. Playing for the first time this year.
Northwestern with a little old school floppy action you used to see in the NBA.
Mullins fouled.
Chris Collins getting into his old bag of tricks, going to the floppy action. 2 shooters coming out from underneath the basket, coming off pin downs. That ends up with Justin Mullins creating a slight advantage and able to get to the line.
Mullins just 12 free throws this year, 8 for 12 on the season. Well, tomorrow, don't miss a hoops doubleheader. First, Rutgers takes on Maryland, and Ohio State battles Nebraska. Coverage begins with a tip-off show at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Able to rattle that one through to get both.
Justin Mullins picking up where he left off against USC. 5 points through the first part of this first half. 2 rebounds. He's a great rebounder. Had 7 the other day against USC.
Asabor kind of bullies his way to the rim. He wants a foul. He'll settle for 2.
Great job by Asabor. Nice high screen and roll. Get Nicholson out in space again. Nick Martinelli with 1 foul has to be cognizant to not pick up his second.
By Clayton on the wing. He drives, draws contact, and will go to the line. That's the first on Asabor. Tell you what, you wouldn't know that Clayton's playing for the first time this year.
You would not. See great Asabor with a tough left-hand finish. Danny Sprinkle talks about he's just as good, maybe better with his left than his right. And then Jordan Clayton, his 3rd shot of the game. No fear at all. Eyes up. Asabor, great call by the official. That's a classic A to B. Didn't go straight up. He's going at Clayton. Go to the line to shoot 2. Does look very comfortable out there. He looks unfazed. Whatever he's been doing with his red shirt, clearly he's been putting the work in because he looks confident.
A rare breather for Nick Martinelli, who goes to the bench. He played every minute of the last game for Northwestern and among the most minutes in the country.
Say it's hard to get him off the floor. He might try and fight Coach Collins for taking him out, man.
Breidenbach lost it, and Huskies last to touch it. Northwestern ball. Breidenbach to the bench, and Tyler Harris coming back on the floor. Harris with half of the Huskies' first 16 points tonight. Cheravino waiting for Barry to pop back up. Instead, penetrates through a seam and is fouled.
Good job there by Cheravino. Almost like he goes into the trees. Tough call right there, but that's what you do when you're aggressive and you put pressure on the officials to blow the whistle. More times than not, it ends up good. That was almost like a football play when one of the receivers slips. Ty Berry fell down on the pin down.
Harris picks up his 2nd foul, and not surprising, will head back to the bench. Iheanacho will take his spot.
Returning to the game for the Dogs is number 6, Tyree Iheanacho.
Northwestern doing a great job at playing to their pace right now. Not shooting the ball well, only 3 of 12. Even on the rebound battle, but a low-scoring, low-tempo game is exactly what Chris Collins drew up.
Well, they're getting it done at the line. Half of their 16 points have come from the stripe. They're 8 for 8. Ihenacho, fresh off the bench, high off the glass, and Clayton with the big rebound. No foul called there on Ihenacho.
Textbook by Clayton there. Great defense. Late switch there, made sure he cleaned up the glass. It's a great sign from a guard that understands that.
So free, and we'll stay on this end. Osobor, one of his great skill sets is his ability to pick up steals. Second in the conference in steals.
Second in the conference. He's not the quickest guy, but the way he does move very fluidly, very smooth, but his hands are always active. You cannot fall asleep around him with the ball. He's going to put 2 or 1 hand on it. Maybe even a foot.
Yeah, you're right. Second in steals, 4th in boards. Barry finds Nicholson. Cheravino lets it fly. Husky ball.
So we talk about good to great. Great shot there. Good shot there by Cheravino. I think if you're Northwestern, you want the extra pass. Mullins is hot. Got to understand that, but the freshman can't fault him. He wants to get a shot up, too. That's still good offense, good recognition by Northwestern.
Quiet first half for Makai Mason. Ball in his hands. Tied a season-high 23 points on Wednesday against Nebraska. 0 for 1 so far in the first half. They try to find Diallo in traffic. Here's DJ Davis. He bags a deep, deep 3.
DJ Davis from NBA range. That's what he can do. He struggled at times to shoot the ball, but he has got hot here in Seattle. Had 7 threes in a game against Illinois. It's season high 31.
That was a monster performance. He had struggled recently, as now a whistle sends this the other way. Under 8 minutes to play. Huskies back in front by 3 as we go back. Speaking of that deep shot from DJ Davis.
Here it goes, Zoom Diallo. Another loose ball for Washington. Ends up in the hands of the Huskies. DJ Davis dials long range. Head on. Huskies on top by 3.
Well, let's see. I think the goal for Northwestern, as Chris Collins explained it, was win ugly, and we will see about the win, but this has not been the prettiest basketball through the first half.
It is not at all, but if you told Chris Collins that they'd be down 3 with Nick Martinelli 1 for 6, 1 for 10 from 2 to start the game, I think he'd be all right.
Osobor for 3.
Osobor steps out to 3 again. They are winning the points in the paint battle 8-2. They have not shot the ball well from 3. That's another opportunity for him. If he can make that, it makes him more dangerous, but he needs to attack.
Martinelli just kind of throws that shoulder a little bit, clears up some space, and finds 2.
Again, if you're Washington, I would tread lightly, because you're not going to keep that guy down long, and he's not shy. He's going to put it up. Don't want him to get going in a close game.
Diallo weaves his way to the rim and scores.
Diallo is so fun to watch, so crafty getting to that basket.
That bucket by Martinelli was just the second made 2 of the game for Northwestern. Clayton off the mark. Davis thinking about it for a second. Puts on the brakes. Osobor back to the basket with the right hand.
That's what he does right there in the paint. Into that right hand or left, but this time it's backing down the bigger Nicholson, and a clinic right there for all the young kids at home, the young big men. If you have a jump hook, impossible to stop.
Huskies have made 5 of their last 7. Northwestern, meanwhile, 2 for their last 12. And yet hanging in there.
The matchup you want if you're Washington, if you're Northwestern.
Significant size advantage. There is the double from Ihenacho. Martinelli recovers short.
Maybe got away with the foul there, but well executed. Washington is going to double either from the top or from the rim if Martinelli spins.
Ihenacho kicks it into the corner. Mason for 3.
Washington ball movement again, making the right decisions. Good to great. Great Asabor doing it on one end, and then the 3-ball. Washington's been the worst shooting team in the conference, making 4 of those threes. We see Tyree Iheanacho, the great cut, draws 2 in the kick out. Danny Sprinkle talked about before the game, they need to make about 7-8 threes. What that does is open the floor for great Asabor, allows him to operate closer to the rim and open up that potent paint offense.
Man, Chris Collins is still barking at one of the officials.
Yeah, rightfully so. He's upset about the Nick Martinelli. Yeah, Nick Martinelli got fouled on the other end on the double. They scraped his arm. Still got a shot up, but definitely got away with one. See right here, it's gonna be Tyree Iheanacho come late on the double, well timed.
Clayton doubled, gets rid of the Nicholson with 2 hands and authority.
Great pass by Clayton. That's what's there against that 1-3-1, especially if you're trapping. If you can time it right, that pass from the top right to the rim. Earlier, Keenan Fitzmaurice wasn't ready for it from KJ Wyndham. It was a turnover. This time they connect.
Still no Tyler Harris on the floor for the Huskies. He's sitting with 2 fouls. What a pretty pass by Asabor. But Mason cannot convert. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Diallo, jump stop and fade.
Starts again with great Asabor. Made 2 great passes on that play. Creates a closeout situation for Zoom Diallo, and he knows what to do with the rest. Get to that crafty little mid-range.
Asabor has so many assists for a big man, and you would only imagine how many more he would have if the Huskies were just a better shooting team. Steps out of bounds. It's a turnover from Justin Mullins.
Justin Mullins has to shoot that basketball or attack quicker. That's what he's been doing. But here you see, we didn't see the first pass from Asabor, but the second one we saw, you see how fast Justin Mullins is closing out. Zoom Diallo gets to the mid-range. Justin Mullins also has to understand in that situation that Zoom Diallo is a 20% three-point shooter. Close out short.
Frank Kepnang on the floor for the Huskies, 6'11" big man who's missed almost the entire season with a knee injury. A foul away from the ball will send this to Northwestern.
It's going to be a moving screen on Breidenbach.
Maybe his first foul.
Yeah, maybe a little ticky-tack right there, but ref's going to call it by the letter of the law today. Bit of a danger zone for Northwestern. You can't get too far behind in these situations without the firepower.
Well, they feed the post and find Fitzmaurice for 2.
Ian Fitzmaurice is capable. 8 points in 9 minutes against USC, and he does have a nice touch around the basket, solid footwork. Got to see it against Illinois and puts it on display again there.
4 years at Stanford for Fitzmaurice. He's familiar with this building. A turnover. Here comes Ty Berry. Wide open Justin Mullins. Offensive rebound, but it's stripped. Martinelli had it for just a split second.
Northwestern going to opportunistically run. Chris Collins going to get the tee.
Well, and now he just got the heave-ho. Chris Collins with the technical foul, and then a second later, an ejection.
Barking over there. Quick trigger there on the second one.
Oh, he said the magic words. Whenever those happen to be tonight. You could see that brewing for a long time. The technical was maybe not a surprise, but the ejection certainly. Now the walk back to the visiting locker room here inside Heck Ed for Chris Collins. Well, we talked earlier about Jordan Clayton getting thrust into action earlier tonight. Well, now it's assistant coach Chris Lowry who will hold the clipboard for the rest of the game. The ejection to Chris Collins just moments ago. So Chris Lowry taking over to coach the rest of this one for Northwestern.
The Huskies will have 4 foul shots. DJ Davis at the line.
DJ Davis to shoot the free throws. He's getting 4 foul shots because of the technical and the ejection. I don't think you can get any more than that.
I don't know, you know. Don't try these referees, apparently.
Now, DJ Davis is the perfect guy. Last year, he led the nation. He shot 95% from the stripe.
This year, 89. Washington is a team that has struggled from the free throw line. Second worst in the conference. See DJ Davis giving dap to the imaginary teammate right there, but this is the guy who has not struggled from the free throw line, maybe ever.
And he gets all 4.
It's like giving away 4 layups right there to him. Chris Lowry trying to get his troops rallied. No secret to the head coaching seat. Spent a lot of time at Kansas State as well. 10 years as associate head coach. He's been in the game for a while, so you got to have a substitute teacher. Is the one.
So 4 free throws and the ball. Oh, what a trip this would be for Davis. Can't make it, but a foul.
Foul on Keenan Fitzmaurice, the push on Kepnyang. That's what he brings to this team, just a big physical guy, always getting position. He's a rim protector on defense, offensive rebound, and offensive rebounder on offense, never gives up clean defensive boards, which makes your transition defense even better.
Oh boy, Asabor is a little banged up. They get it into Kepnyang. Asabor's fine, it looks like. Davis for 3. Kepnyang offensive board and the one-hand stuff.
Right on cue. Frank Kepnyang throws Justin Mullins down to the ground. Maybe got away with one, but he doesn't care. He's going to punish the rim after that.
Good touch shown there by Fitzmaurice. 4 points in the first half for the 7-footer.
Really nice set. Just a little brush screen there from Ty Berry. Fitzmaurice catches it in position. Quick turn trigger.
Clayton cuts off Diallo, and that pass is picked. Mullins taps it ahead and converts for 2.
Defense to offense. Zoom Diallo, a mistake right there. Not necessarily a mismatch with Clayton. If you're going to throw that pass, you better create an advantage, but great job by Mullins to create an easy bucket for Northwestern.
Asabor trying to take on the 7-footer. Cross-court pass. Pulled up. Just inside. Counted, and it's a foul away from the ball. That's Makai Mason.
Frank Kepnyang threw somebody else to the ground. This time didn't get away with it. Fortunately, the bucket from Makai Mason will count. That's great patience from great Asabor. You see it right here. Shot fake makes Martinelli fly by. Kepnyang with a little hand-to-hand combat down below, but great Asabor doing a great job at understanding the coverages. Northwestern mixing it up with their doubles or playing single coverage. He's making the right decisions.
Ty Berry for 3. Short.
Martinelli needs to do the same thing as Asabor on the other end. That way, got rid of it a little too quick. He has to create a mismatch or an advantage when he's got it on the block.
Tucks it like a running back. Tough angle, DJ Davis, but offensive rebound by Asabor. The spin cycle and stripped. Here comes Mullins pushing the pace. Berry transition, gives up the 3 for a deep 2.
Textbook right there from Ty Berry. Northwestern picking up the pace a little bit here. They're opportunistically running off of turnovers. Great shot there by Ty Berry.
And that forces Danny Sprinkle to call a timeout. Northwestern suddenly has made 5 of their last 7. 36-28 with just over a minute left in the first half. The halftime show presented by State Farm with Dave and the guys will be coming up just moments away. Now you think about the level of desperation on both sides in this game, right? For Northwestern, they are trying to find their first road win. Meanwhile, Huskies trying to find some type of winning streak. And first half has not been necessarily kind this year for UW. They're a +8 right now. They had the lead at halftime against Nebraska Wednesday night, but lost that game.
More of a second half team, but +10 the other night against Nebraska. That's a little different beast. A healthy Nebraska team versus a banged up Northwestern. But again, do not count out these Wildcats. They got a little scratch, a little claw in them. No head coach, down a head coach, down a Brooks Barnheiser and Jalen Leach, 2 of your top 3 scorers, but they are hanging around here in Seattle.
Diallo trying to feed Osibor, and it's knocked free, and Osibor slow to get up, but he's fine.
Great job by Ty Berry there to get to the low man position.
Berry able to take it all the way to the rack.
Nice sequence from Ty Berry. Great Osibor had a layup. Nicholson kind of lost his assignment. Ty Berry, the vet, recognized it, steps over, gets the steal, and then delayed transition, uses his quickness to put it on the deck, something he's not quite known for.
Impressive late first half surge by Northwestern. Shot clock now under 10. Iheanacho gives it up. DJ Davis too strong, and Diallo the offensive rebound, and now last shot chance here for the Huskies.
It's a great read by Tyree Iheanacho. Great shot by DJ Davis.
Diallo kicks. Iheanacho into the corner. Davis at the horn, and he hits it.
Basketball gods right there. Tyree Iheanacho gave DJ Davis one opportunity. He realized an overhelp situation. You get the offensive rebound, and then it's Zoom Diallo getting in the paint, making a great read, and again, good to great for Danny Sprinkle's club.
Huskies get a little momentum back after Northwestern really put on a solid push at the end of that first half.
Washington doing a great job, 5 of 13. Danny Sprinkle want to get to 8. You see the extra pass there. Keenan Fitzmaurice Nicholson out contesting. Danny Davis, the sidestep and 3. Knocks it down. Really good offense there from the Huskies. They got it rolling again in the first half at Alaska Airlines.
Tonight's Big Impact Research takes us to Seattle, where University of Washington students and faculty are working alongside entrepreneurs and Fortune 100 companies to develop climate technologies at the Washington Clean Energy Test Beds. At this open access lab, Professor Shi-Ching Sun and Devin McKenzie lead teams using artificial intelligence to develop longer-lasting batteries for the next generation of electric vehicles. Accelerating climate innovations out of the lab and to the market, Huskies are charging ahead for a clean energy future for all. Northwestern and Washington tonight getting set for the second half. UW up by 9. Aaron Goldsmith alongside Jordan Taylor. And Jordan, Huskies have been shooting the 3-ball much better over the last 2 games and now into tonight as well. It was a great first half from behind the arc.
Yeah, Danny Sprinkle talked about they had to make about 8 threes to be successful. They've struggled all year long. 15th in the country, or in the Big Ten, in the 3-point percentage department. But he talked about doing that with decision making. That's good to great passes. And when you share the ball, you end up with great shots. It's DJ Davis. It is Ty Harris. It's your best shooters getting the ball. The basketball gods have a way of rewarding ball movement and unselfish play, and the Huskies have 4 assists on 5 made threes. 2 of those from Ty Harris, who's actually 6th in the conference in 3-point percentage.
There's Harris trying to get it to him backdoor. Last the touch at the Huskies off Harris. Speaking of Tyler Harris, pretty limited minutes in the first half. Huskies bench pretty adamant that was last touch by Northwestern. Harris got into a little bit of foul trouble, 2 fouls. 9-point lead for Washington beginning the second half. Northwestern is without their head coach now. Chris Collins was teed up and ejected in the first half. They are also without Jalen Leach, their senior. He was one of the better 3-point shooters in the conference as well. Torn ACL, we found out before the game tonight. So they are very shorthanded.
That man right there, Jordan Clayton, has not been shy, and he's one of those shots to go down, soften up this Washington defense to make some space for Nick Martinelli, who struggled in the first half to get shots to go.
Strong drive by Makai Mason. Mason coming off a season-best 23 points against Nebraska.
Makai Mason has not struggled to get the ball in the basket the past couple games, playing at a very high level, attacking the rim. 4 of 6 from 3 against Nebraska, 1 for 2 from 3 tonight. Finding his rhythm at the right time.
Martinelli left open for 3, front iron, and it falls back to him. Fresh 20 seconds. He'll try it again, and this time knocks it down. They need a big second half from Nick Martinelli.
Big second half. We know he's not shy. 25 attempts in the last game. Anytime you see offensive rebound, it always seems the second one goes down. I want to give confidence to a guy like that.
Just 2 made threes for Northwestern in the first half.
It's not their strength, 3-point shooting. They're a 2-point shooting team throughout the season.
Man, you talk about the hot hand. Tyler Harris, his 3rd triple tonight. He came into this one 7 for his last 10.
It's a great read by Makai Mason. Northwestern has been heavy to the ball all night long. Little overhelp. Makai Mason reads it and finds his shooter. Quick foul right there, but there you see Makai Mason has the mismatch, so Justin Mullins has to load up to help Nicholson. Maybe telegraphed it a little too much, but just an easy right-hand hook pass to a 47% 3-point shooter. Too easy for Northwestern, but a great read by Makai Mason.
Foul was on Breidenbach, his 2nd. Martinelli, and it's a foul. Foul on Great Osobor, his 2nd. We talked earlier about how talented he is in getting steals, especially for a big man, 2nd in the conference. Got all arm that time.
See, Nick Martinelli heads up play, kind of puts the ball out in front of him. He knows Great Osobor is going to back tap, knows he can get by him with that 1st or 2nd step.
Clayton wants a 3 off the iron.
Mix up there from, normally that's a Ty Berry play right there. That time it's Jordan Clayton who ends up with the shot.
Martinelli comes up with a loose ball ahead to Ty Berry, and it rims out.
It's his shot. It's when he's got to go. He's found his rhythm here in the middle of the season, struggled against USC, 2 of 8. Really playing at a high level. 67% of his shots are 3-point shots.
Mason feeds Osobor, kind of a tough angle. You can count it. He's fouled and a chance for 3.
Great Osobor over the last 6 games is 29 and 3, 50, 40, and 70 from the field. Started to do things. This is where he struggled at the beginning of the year, finishing around the basket. Starting to find his rhythm that he had at Utah State. A great finisher, perhaps finally adjusted to the size and maybe even the speed of the Big Ten. But he's playing like a guy that was very, very hyped throughout this summer.
Touches every inch of the rim and goes in. Nobody gets to the line more often in the Big Ten than Great Osobor. Converts the 3-point play.
Back to this 1-3-1. Northwestern has to find the soft spots. It's going to be in the corners if you can get it there.
AJ Wyndham. And a big board by Osobor.
Not a great possession. Side-to-side pass and a 3. You want to get that ball moving, touch the corners, make this defense rotate from the top down.
Mason has it picked off. Ahead to Berry. Berry with 9 points.
Washington starting to creep up in that turnover margin, 10th of the game. Northwestern has 10 points, 10 of their 35 off turnovers.
There's a foul on Justin Mullins.
Foul is on the Wildcats, number 20, Justin Mullins.
Turnover, young fella. Mullins gets the steal and heads up play, eyes immediately down the floor. That's a layup for Ty Berry. So hopefully see the ball go through again, having a nice night, 9 points for him.
Diallo pulls up just near the elbow. Diallo having himself a game tonight. He's in double figures.
Up to 10, 5 of 6. Really exploiting that mid-range. Just a little left shoulder, using the strength to create space.
There's a 3 from Mullins, and he hits.
KJ Wyndham, the freshman, creates. That's what you want to do. If you can't get it to the corners, side to side, and attack the gaps, force that defense to collapse, and you find a hot Justin Mullins for 3.
Mullins had not been in double figures all season until the Wildcats' last game. He dropped 14, and now in double figures for the second straight game as Diallo turns it over with the travel. Under 16 to play in this one. 11-point lead for the Huskies.
Zoom Diallo in Washington getting down on it from Tacoma, but he's got a little East Coast in his game. Looks like he could be from Brooklyn, but another talented hooper getting busy in the mid-range. We talked about a little awkward timing, gets under Martinelli, the and one. He is so crafty, so good here for the Huskies, the young freshman.
Yeah, he is featured in our game leaders, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Huskies with 3 in double figures.
Diallo, a touted freshman, a nice incoming class for Danny Sprinkle next year.
Berry hits the deep 2. He now has 11. You did not see Nick Martinelli in double figures. He's sitting at 7. He was held to 4 points in the first half. One of the conference's great scorers. He's averaging 20 a game.
It's all right. Again, if Northwestern can hang around down 9, you're getting contributions from Mullins, Berry, a couple shots from Fitzmaurice. Nick Martinelli's the type of guy who can hang around. He can close games out.
Harris puts on the brakes. He gave up the 3 where he's been so hot. He's knocked down 10 of his last 14.
Great recognition from Mullins. Run Harris off the line and then close again to the 2-point shot. And this is Nick Martinelli where he's at his best. Top of the key, middle third, no double can come. Great defense by Osibor.
Berry deep 3 and it rattles out. And he's looking at the official one and a whistle. Osibor with the ball up top. Diallo feeds. Osibor with now 5 on the shot clock. Kicks out. Makai Mason.
Northwestern gets away with one right there. No reason to collapse. Fitzmaurice was in position.
Wide open corner 3, Justin Mullins. That's his 3rd triple.
Justin Mullins, 9 for 30 on the season. Before the USC game, he was 5 for 24, or 5 for 25 on the season, and now he has found his stroke.
It's an 8-0 Northwestern run. This is a game that the Huskies have led almost every minute of. Diallo with now 5 of the shot clock, gives it up. Osibor lost it in traffic. 3 to shoot now, and he's got to put it up. And was that a travel? Yes, it was. It's another second half turnover for UW.
Wildcats starting to turn up. See good hands from Mullins there, but that started at the beginning of the possession. You see Osibor in the awkward position, shot clock winding down. The big Keenan Fitzmaurice stays in position, but he did a great job in that ball screen, stopping the ball at point of attack with Diallo and then getting back in front of Osibor. Textbook from Fitzmaurice.
5 Husky turnovers since halftime, none for Northwestern. Martinelli trying to make something happen. Taking on Breidenbach, and it's off the glass and good. A chance for 3.
Exactly what we're talking about right there. You get a big shot from Justin Mullins, pull up from Ty Berry. The game starts to get close, and when the game is close, I can tell you one thing, Nick Martinelli is going to activate. You see the emotion right there. Said earlier, you can't keep him down. He's a bully, he's a dog. Powers through Breidenbach right there.
Kepnon getting sent to check in. Breidenbach now with 3 fouls.
Back on the court for the Dogs, number 11, Frank Kepner.
And you love about a guy like Nick Martinelli. He's 10 for 25 last game, 27 points. Some guys get shy when their shots aren't going down. He's 4 for 11, only 9 tonight. But he just keeps coming at you, keeps coming at you. That's the no fear sign of a leader.
11-0 run for Northwestern cuts the deficit to just 3 now. Suddenly a one-possession game.
Northwestern doing a much better job staying home, not allowing those passes from Osagor.
Iheanacho gives it up. Kepnang is fouled on his way to the rim.
Keenan Fitzmaurice went and met Kepnang at the apex. Don't know about that one. That was tough. But you love to see it. Two Titans at the top of the rim. But Fitzmaurice is scrambling. He started the possession guarding Osagor in the post. Then he's out scrambling on the perimeter only to recover.
Able to get the first. Wednesday, a hoops doubleheader comes your way as Iowa faces Rutgers, followed by the Huskies against Ohio State. Coverage begins with the tip-off show at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Kepnang knocks down a couple of free throws.
60% from the line, steps up and makes 2 big free throws for Washington to keep Northwestern at bay for the moment.
Both teams have shot well from the line. Northwestern's been perfect. The fadeaway one hand. Fitzmaurice can't get it to drop in.
Back to the same set for the first half. Just a double brush screen out of that floppy set. Looks like you're going to run for shooters and you dribble over. Can't convert though for Fitzmaurice.
Harris rims out, in and out. A rare miss.
Great pass from Brett Osagor.
Wyndham no good. Huskies have gone over 4 minutes without a made field goal. Can that change? Harris, the offensive glass and the putback with the foul.
Ty Harris doing a little bit of everything. He's getting on the offensive glass now after making threes. Tough sequence there by the young fella, KJ Wyndham. Early shot, probably quicker than you want if you're Northwestern. That leads to transition opportunity, even though the miss, but Ty Harris cleaning it up on the backside. He'll go to the line for one when we're back.
Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Inside Hecked, Washington, and Northwestern. Some Saturday storylines for you around the Big Ten. How about this one in East Lansing? Oregon comes to the Breslin Center and scores 50 points in the first half, only for the Spartans to score 50 in the second and win by double figures. And Tom Izzo now ties Bobby Knight for the most wins all time in conference history.
Congratulations to Coach Izzo, one of the greats. He almost got the Chris Collins treatment on his big day, though. He got one tech. But the Spartans found something with Jace Richardson. When you play close games like that and that late game scorer is crucial, he put it all on display in front of his pops and the 2000 national championship team.
Pretty special day in East Lansing. Martinelli into the paint. Left hand, he kind of just chucked it up there and it goes in.
Oh my. That was tough. Didn't even leave the floor. Nick Martinelli, that's crafty. You know he's going to the left, death taxes, and Nick Martinelli's left hand gets it done right there.
He's having a strong second half like you figured he would, and what Northwestern really needed. Entry pass to Kepnang, doubled up. And he tries to find a teammate, Osagor there, and it's picked off by Wyndham. He pushes the pedal across.
Well-executed double team. Kepnang not known for his passing. Looked like it caught him off guard. Nice wrinkle there from Chris Lowry coming out of the break.
Watch out, big man coming through. Matthew Nicholson with a head of steam.
Matthew Nicholson, that's what he got a lot last year with Boo Buie. Northwestern doing the point guard by committee, but he does a great job at recognizing the show slips out. Sheravino, point guard instincts, finds him. He goes up top with it.
Now Northwestern once again makes it a one-possession game. They feed Harris. Osborne. In and out. Fresh 20 seconds for the Huskies.
Great job by Kepnon, keep another possession alive. He's got the mismatch.
A high feed, but he couldn't hold on, and it's kicked by Osborne.
Vino tried to thread the needle there, but Martinelli threading the needle around the defense. Big Kepnon can't quite get him on his hip, but flips it up and in. And then Matthew Nicholson, great recognition, knowing Kepnon likes to show. Comes out at the screen with speed, quick slip, great find, great finish. Northwestern pressing again.
Great Osborne to the bench. Makai Mason checks in for UW.
Want to go to Martinelli here. He's got Harris.
He's fighting for position and thrown away.
A.J. Wyndham wants to get it to Martinelli, but you don't want to force it there if you got to make a ball fake. Freshman being thrown into the fire right here. Again, no Brooks Barnheiser, no Jalen Leach. He's made a couple of mistakes here, but he learns quick. He's shown that throughout his minutes during the season.
Iheanacho off the window.
Tyree Iheanacho, that's a tough finish. But you know, in Minnesota, the Hoopers out there, they love that right-hand floater. Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tyree Iheanacho, stand up, young fella.
He had not scored in his last 2 games. Not a good shot there, bad miss by Martinelli.
That's tough. Nick Martinelli plays so many minutes, but this is not the time to bail them out with the 3. Keep putting pressure on that Washington defense when you got them on the ropes a little bit.
Wing 3. Man, how many times have we seen that tonight? It seems specifically for the Huskies.
Yeah, I think they need to loosen up those rims. That's generally supposed to go the other way. Not getting the home court bounce, but again, another read over help from Northwestern. Second or third time, they've got lucky.
Vino with the ball up top.
Great job by Washington switching those cross screens. Don't allow Martinelli to catch it in position, even though that is a mismatch.
They got 3 to shoot now. 2. Martinelli spin cycled, and he bullies it in again.
Exactly what we talked about. You let him get going. 4 points at the half. He's up to 14 now. He is going to get to that left hand, and it's a smaller Iheanacho. Not much he can do, even with the low shot clock.
10 points since halftime for Martinelli. Harris almost stumbled there.
Justin Mullins done a great job slowing down Harris here in the second half.
Iheanacho off the screen. They swing it around, extra pass, and it's an offensive foul as Martinelli is on the floor.
Tyree Iheanacho left his feet. Heads up play by Martinelli to bail out his teammate. Is one cardinal rule when you're guarding the ball screen: no rejects. Tyree Iheanacho did the first part well. That was going to end up with a wide open 3, but Martinelli, heads up, veteran play, takes charge.
Great Osborne back on the floor. Worth noting, Northwestern in this game has 17 points off of Husky turnovers. UW with just 2 points off of Wildcat turnovers.
15 Husky turnovers.
And they've been mounting, especially since halftime. They double Martinelli. Clayton for 3. And he hits his second career triple and his first in a couple of years. He's playing tonight for the first time all season.
Jordan Clayton has not been afraid from the tip. He took the tip. He's been shooting it all night, and one finally goes for him. Good for that young man stepping up to the moment.
Suddenly this game is all tied. Harris lines it up, and he answers.
A really good set there from Danny Sprinkle. They tried to put Ty Harris against the smaller Clayton in the post. A little bit of misdirection, and then had him exit out of a pin down. Clayton falls down. Harris knocks it down. He continues his hot streak.
That's his 4th triple tonight. Martinelli and Harris getting tangled up. Here comes Clayton. He lobs, and the flush on the other end. Matthew Nicholson playing above the rim again.
That was a mistake by Martinelli. Got doubled. He needs to get off the ball a little bit quicker, but Jordan Clayton heads up play to bail him out. and a dime. And again, that's what Nicholson got with Boo Boo. He might see a resurgence here.
1 point game, under 7 to play. A little juke. Osobor with the finger roll.
Oh my God. Great Osobor with a little jab step. Saw that on one of the first or second plays of the game. Nicholson just doesn't have the foot speed to close out to Osobor, and he takes advantage.
11.6 boards for Osobor. 3, in and out. Osobor, another rebound.
Feel the energy in this building. It's going to tip one way or the other.
Davis, tough pass to handle, and Osobor can't. Danny Sprinkle's got his eyes covered with both hands.
That's a tough one. Great vision from Davis, but a tough angle. I don't even know if Osobor could see that coming through.
Timeout called. 3-point game. Some more Danny Sprinkle, who's trying to get things reined in here. His team's in front by a triple.
Jordan Clayton going up top to Nicholson again. A la Boo Booey, we're seeing it. And then it's great Osobor, great attack by Iheanacho, and Osobor takes advantage of Nicholson.
It's a 3-point Washington lead with under 6 minutes to play. Our assist of the game, fueled by Gatorade.
And I said it was Cheravino, my bad, Justin Mullins, because that was a dime. Again, great recognition by Nicholson, delivered right on time. And again, two Titans at the apex. Nicholson wins that one with Ketnon.
Barry slips and falls. Clayton pulls up. Oh, knocks it down.
I love this kid. Jordan Clayton, man, has not played a game all year. Shook his red shirt, as we mentioned, and he is coming in trying to step up in big moments for the Wildcats, man. I love that.
They find Harris in the paint. Harris answers. He's got 18.
Danny Sprinkle is so good exploiting that mismatch. Ty Harris has that with a lot of teams in the Big Ten, where he gets a smaller guard, the horn set, a UCLA screen, takes advantage of his size down low.
Martinelli fouled. He'll go to the line. Harris, who sat a lot of the first half with 2 fouls, now with 3. Just over 5 to play. It's a 3-point game in Seattle. It's a close one tonight in Seattle, 62-59. Our guys had a lot of popcorn tonight.
Yeah, you know, I didn't think they made college kids like that anymore since Maroon 5 went out of style, but Nick Martinelli is in style right now. Wasn't in the first half, struggling a couple turnovers early, 2 or 3. Airball and floaters uncharacteristically, but the confidence of this kid to never stop shooting. You know, people always say it's easy to shoot 25 shots and score, as you see the emotion from him right there. But quite frankly, when you have the confidence to shoot 25 shots and you're not making all of them, says a lot about him, confidence as a player, leader of this team, and the growth of him as a player.
He's 1 rebound shy of a double-double tonight. Two-point game. He gets both. Northwestern has not led since the early moments of this game. They trail by 1 now after those free throws.
Good pre-rotation by Ty Berry. Washington went right back to that horns action with Ty Harris.
Harris, a game-high 18 points. Under 5 to play now. Osobor backing down on Nicholson. With the fake, high off the glass, and it won't fall.
Osobor so good with his left hand, $1 million move, 50-cent finish, unfortunately. Northwestern with a chance to take the lead.
In the hands of Martinelli. He sizes up the 3 and he hits it. And Northwestern leads for the first time since they were on top 6-4.
Don't give these cats life, because Nick Martinelli has the ability to bury you, and he is not shy. He has found his rhythm here, middle of the floor where he's toughest to guard.
DJ Davis trying to answer. In and out again.
They got to fix those rims, man. Danny Sprinkle got to call somebody to get those rims checked out right now.
Under 4 minutes to play, Northwestern trying to add to a 2-point lead.
Same action from Northwestern. This time Martinelli does a great job. Get the switch. You can't double there.
Mismatch here. Martinelli, after a couple of fakes, he bags another. He's got a game-high 21 after being held to just 4 points in the first half.
About a month and a half ago, Purdue punished Northwestern by doubling Brooks Barnhizer. Northwestern on the side of the floor. Chris Collins moved their offense more central to the middle of the floor. It's harder to double there, and they've been operating from there since.
Iheanacho straight to the rim and finishes.
Tough from Tyree Iheanacho. Every time he scores, shout out Minnesota Hoopers, man.
Martinelli brings it across. Harris guarding him. Loose ball turned over. Iheanacho Euro step and foul. 2 shots coming for the Huskies.
Tyree Iheanacho, great double there.
That's the first on Barry. Well, this one is coming down to the wire. 2-point game. Under 3 to play from inside Heckett.
Dave Repson, Mike DeCourcy with you. Impressive comeback by Northwestern here. What are you watching down the stretch, Mike?
It's the Nick Martinelli show now. Does he have another 2:55 in him? They had 3 timeouts since the 6-minute mark, so he should be about as fresh as he can be.
All right, this one going down to the wire, as many Northwestern games seem to. We'll have highlights and reaction from Seattle coming up afterwards on the big show. Tom Izzo making some history today. Impressive wins for Illinois and UCLA. We'll take you through all of it, Aaron.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. Yeah, time winding down in this one, a 2-point game. And remember, Northwestern is playing without 2 key contributors. Brooks Barnhizer has been out now with a foot injury, out for the year, averaging 17 a game, and really it's the guy that does it all. And then today we found out, no more than an hour before the game, that Jalen Leach, a torn ACL, he is out for the season as well. And this is a team, as we know, that plays its fair share of close games among major conference teams this season. Only Michigan has played more games decided by 5 points or fewer.
At one point, Northwestern had lost 4 games by a total of 12 points at the beginning of the season, but your hearts go out to Brooks Barnhizer and Jalen Leach. Hate to see them end their careers that way. Tremendous players, 30 to 40 points on any given night. But this Northwestern team is playing inspired basketball, presumably in their honor.
And also, the reason you were seeing assistant coach Chris Lowry there is because Chris Collins was ejected from this game in the first half. So they're down their head coach tonight as well. A chance to tie here. Iheanacho. Too strong. 1-point game, under 3 to play.
No secret here. I think you run Ty Berry off some screens and end up with Martinelli either at the top of the key.
Martinelli with 17 points since halftime. In his hands. Clayton now. Berry with 5 to shoot, and he's fouled by Makai Mason.
Good job by Ty Berry there. Good recognition.
Makai Mason. That is his first foul and 6th team foul.
Not a bad foul if you're Makai Mason. Closer to the penalty, but you want to run Ty Berry off that 3-point line. Make him put it on the deck. Nick Martinelli has to be careful. You don't want to turn it over. When that double comes, you got to get rid of it quick. Make a quick decision.
Berry can't hold on, stripped, and it will stay on this end. Berry's wanting a foul.
I actually love that from the officials. Probably was a foul. Probably went out of bounds off Ty Berry. No blood. No, just call it. Just call it Northwestern ball. Let's keep playing. I love that from the officials.
Martinelli backing down, almost triple teamed. Fights through a double team. And a big rebound by Tyree Iheanacho. He's had a strong showing since halftime.
Martinelli can't lose faith in his teammates right here. Jordan Clayton was there open for 3. Oh, he can do it. He can take out his do-it-yourself kit as well.
Huskies trying to take the lead back. It's a foul on Matthew Nicholson, his 3rd.
Foul on the Wildcats, number 34, Matthew Nicholson. His third foul of the game and 6th.
For Washington, you want to exploit that great Osobor and Matthew Nicholson matchup, preferably in a ball screen where you can force Nicholson to help on a ball handler and have to close out to Osobor.
Davis with a skip pass. Osobor tucks it. Short. Put back in. Count and a chance for three.
Great delivery from DJ Davis. Nicholson did a great job being up on the screen. Martinelli, his teammate, knew it. He pre-rotated early, was there for Osobor, and Osobor did a great job at splitting two guys aggressive to the rim and stays with it. Lots of emotion right there from the British national.
The lead is 2 now for the Huskies. Full court pressure.
Same thing, you know where the ball's going. This time Martinelli's gonna handle it. Gonna come with the ball screen, keep him in the middle of the floor again.
And the loudest this crowd has been all night. Under 2 to play. Barry for the lead. Short. In the hands of Harris. Huskies want to slow it down.
Don't love that if you're Northwestern. Great shooter in Ty Barry, but he didn't have much space. He has to come with more speed in that screen if you want to ghost it. And Nick Martinelli has to come with more speed getting downhill to create a mismatch.
Working some clock, under 90 seconds now. Davis, deep wing 3, bag it! Timeout called. Northwestern trying to slow down a 9-0 Husky run.
That is an outstanding read. All night long, Northwestern has been in heavy help. Makai Mason sees Jordan Clayton, and this time it's Tyree Iheanacho who sets a monster screen on the rotation from Barry. And DJ Davis dials up 1, 2, 3, and that time the rims are working in Alaska Airlines Arena.
When you think about this game from both teams' perspectives, right? We've already documented how short-handed Northwestern is tonight. They are without a road win this season. They are on the brink of falling to 0-7 on the road this season. Meanwhile, Washington, they've been in these games before and have lost them late, even here at home. Northwestern, Chris Collins ejected somewhat early in the first half. Martinelli, who was silenced in half number 1, has erupted since halftime. Meanwhile, the Huskies have spread the score in 4 players in double digits, and now a 9-0 run.
Washington has got back to what got them there in the first half, the lead. Moving the ball, they've been really good in the first half, the last 3-4 games. Really bad in the second half, but they've corrected that ship here late.
Crowd on its feet as we approach the 1-minute mark. 5-point game. Martinelli fights through a double team. Tough pass to handle. Loose ball on the ground. Jump ball possession arrow stays here.
One part of Martinelli's game, you know you're going to have the ball late. That was a great job at Osobor to switch aggressively, and then good recognition by Makai Mason to double.
Barry for 3. Oh, and he hit it! He hit it as he fell to the ground.
Great execution. The back screen for Martinelli right there. Misdirection. Ty Barry slips out to the corner. Maybe an and 1.
Timeout called Washington. 2-point game now, as Barry has now tied for the 5th most threes made in program history, his 2nd tonight.
Northwestern goes to an inbounds play so many times this year where Ty Barry's taking the ball out. This time he's in the action, sets the ball screen. You know everybody's going to go to Nick Martinelli. Ty Barry sneaks out the backside, and a big shot from the vet.
Now the Big Show delivers highlights, interviews, and complete analysis coming up next on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Well, this would have been everything you could have hoped for tonight here in Seattle.
Outstanding basketball game.
By the way, we have not seen a lot of Zoom Diallo in the second half. Turnovers, do you imagine?
Potentially so. 5 turnovers. I know he was really good from the field, the outstanding freshman. But maybe a teaching moment from Danny Sprinkle. He's got a lot of talent coming in here next year as well. Guys that complement Zoom Diallo, #1 recruiting class in the Big Ten, I believe.
Davis. Osibor tries to thread the needle. Loose ball in the paint. It's a jump ball and possession arrow to the Huskies.
That's how competitive the Big Ten is, man. So both these teams obviously at the bottom of the league, fighting for that 15th spot in the tournament. Is Jordan Clayton. Great job at recognizing Justin Mullins was beat, just couldn't come up with the ball.
Osibor steps through and counted for 2.
Same move, same as earlier in the game. This time he finishes.
Checking the time.
Washington with the timeout. Just under 32 seconds to play. A 4-point Husky lead. Looks like they might be looking at something here after all.
The Huskies will
Take a peek at the clock to make sure it's good. What we do know was good was the move from great Osibor. Earlier he missed that with the left hand.
After further review, the time should be
Northwestern
set to
elects not
32
to double
seconds.
Lees Nicholson in one-on-one coverage, and Osibor gets the better of him.
They have set the clock to 32 seconds exactly.
For Northwestern here, no need to panic. You can still get a 2-point shot. Washington is one of the worst shooting free throw teams in the Big Ten, so you can extend the game. You want to put the ball in Nick Martinelli's hands, set a go screen with Ty Berry. They didn't execute that earlier. And that's the misdirection that you want if you're Northwestern, to get this defense moving. It gives you the option for the 2 or the 3.
Huskies are especially desperate for a win. They open the new year here at home with a win against Maryland. They are 1-7 since, with their only win coming at Minnesota. 32 seconds to play. 4-point lead for the Huskies. Martinelli driving. Martinelli with a window, and he gets it.
Well executed hammer action there. They put the ball in Jordan Clayton's hands. A nice ATO after timeout.
Ooh. Barry gets knocked down. They fouled DJ Davis. 20.2 to play. 2-point Washington lead. Now Barry's got a bloody lip.
How they rule that? DJ Davis got a hard head, harder than Ty Berry's lip for sure. Inadvertent.
The previous play is under review.
Not feel good.
The previous play is under review.
This play is under review.
Looked to me like Ty Berry running after the ball. DJ Davis maybe put his head back a little bit.
And they're tending to Barry's lip. And this is the last guy you wanted to foul, by the way. Take one more look at it here.
After further review, the foul stays just where it is.
One and one coming here. It's just a common foul. Davis, who has scored 13 tonight, including a couple of big triples. He has 3 of them. Some big free throws coming here for the Butler transfer.
89% from the line.
Gets the front end.
See Nick Martinelli talking to DJ Davis there. Trying to coerce him. The official's going to say something to him. I don't know if you could do that. Didn't affect Davis, though.
Trying to make this a 2-possession game. And he does. He's made now 24 consecutive free throws.
Same thing if you're Northwestern here. 20 seconds is plenty of time. I would advise them not to foul DJ Davis, but you can go for a 2 here. Again, put it in Martinelli's hands. Try and see if you can open up the 3 as well. A little misdirection.
Jordan Clayton brings it across. Barry, just kind of a desperation 3. Loose ball, Harris comes up with it. And a foul as it found the hands of Makai Mason with under 7 seconds to play.
Ty Barry, I think, was going for a 3 right there with the expectations. He was getting chased over the screen, wanted to draw a foul. Great screen by Nicholson. He should have rolled. He would have had a layup, but Ty Barry was getting heavily guarded. He wanted to jump into Tyree Iheanacho and get the foul. Not pleased with it, but a force there, not necessary. Now you put yourself behind the 8 ball.
Both teams have really shot well from the line. Huskies now 12 for 15. Northwestern has been perfect. They're 11 for 11. And a rare miss for the Dogs from the line. Under 7 seconds, Martinelli sprints it across, lines up a 3. No good, and that's how it ends. The Huskies pick up their 2nd win of the new year. Meanwhile, the heartbreak continues for Northwestern. Very short-handed, to say the least. They remain winless on the road this year.
Yeah, Northwestern left it all out there. Very short-handed. Nick Martinelli almost willed them to victory in the 2nd half. But you love the effort. And on the other side, Washington is turning into a team. Danny Sprinkle talked about how close they were, And you see the flashes of it, the ball movement, the late game excellence from Great Osobor. This is a team that they get into the tournament, the Big Ten tournament, they could be dangerous for anybody.
76-71 the final. The Huskies win it on their home court.